Yesterday, we talked about player movement across East Africa. Imports, switching teams, MVPs, changing countries, and how that affects identity and development in our leagues. Today, I would like for us to go a little deeper, because it's one thing to understand how we got here, but it's another to discuss where we can go next. And the path forward, the realistic one, the way I see it, is what I call the middle ground plan. The middle ground plan. Not anti-imports, not anti-competition, just balance. Just balance. The middle ground plan, the way I see it. Now, this plan doesn't remove foreign players. No, not at all. It doesn't punish teams for trying to win. It doesn't pretend money doesn't matter, because economics, man, it's all about economics. It simply balances performance today with development and sustainability tomorrow. This plan is simple. First, number one, bring one import, a specialist, not a savior, someone who fills specific needs: rim protection, shooting, rebounding, defensive versatility, experience for big moments. Like a need, not all of it, it could be one, a piece, not the whole puzzle. This keeps teams competitive, but avoids over-dependence. Number two, reinvest the money saved into 2-3 long-term local stars. Are you creating stars now? These players stay whole year round. They become the identity of the team. They build chemistry. They attract fans. They create loyalty. They become the jersey sellers. I want to talk about jerseys some more, but we'll get to that. Every strong basketball culture starts with continuity. Number three, I would say use the remaining savings for development. This means better youth pathways, better coaching, better strength and conditioning, better facilities, better scouting, better marketing, better retention of local talent. Imports stay in the picture, but development becomes the priority. Now the money, all right, clear, direct, and regional. These figures come from actual East African basketball spending. Tanzania NBL, Kenya KBF, Uganda NBL, Rwanda leagues, Burundi, South Sudan tournaments, Zone 5 competitions, and publicly shared conversations by coaches, agents, and players. This is the real market we all operate in. All right, those are the figures that I got. Now let's try to break it down. Now, imports cost across East Africa, the low tier ones, anywhere from 700 to like 1.7. That's T shillings, which is roughly around $300 to $700 a month. Mid tier, you get from like 1.8 million to like 3.6 T shillings, which is the equivalent of like 800 to like 1500 USD per month. High tier BA level import, 4.8 million to 7.2 million. That's T shillings, all right, which is roughly, I would say in dollars, around 2,000 to like 3,000 per month. This is for short tournament packages, 2 to 3 weeks. 1 million to 2.5 T shillings, roughly around 400 to like 1,000. Across East Africa, most clubs spend about 6 million to 10 million T shillings, which is roughly around 2,500 to like 4,000 US dollars per season on imports. Those are the real numbers. Those are the real numbers. How the middle ground will save money. All right, so imagine it's one import instead of 3. You would save roughly around 2 million to 4 million T shillings, all right, which is around 800 to like 1,500 per cycle. Mid tier instead of high tier, save around 4 million T shillings, which is 1,500 to like 2,000. Imports only for major events, let's say Zone 5, Elite 16. you save roughly around 3.5 to 6 million, which is roughly around 1,500 to 2,500. Now, this isn't theory. These are real savings East African clubs already feel. All right, now, I would say what to do with the savings, what we can do with the money. This is where plan creates value. Pay 2 to 3 long-term East African stars, like I said earlier, like yearly contracts. You build youth systems that last, all right? Improve strength and conditioning, improve infrastructure, create real coaching development, invest in player retention, build marketing and media, which we definitely need, launch merchandise and jersey sales. This is how East Africa clubs evolve from short-term teams into long-term programs. The jersey, I said I'll talk about the jersey economics. All right, you can make good money with the jerseys, but you need loyalty first. You need faces of programs, faces of teams. Build a franchise around that. Then you can sell jerseys. You don't see even the NBA selling a lot of role players jerseys, do you? It's usually the stars, and the stars usually stay for several years. You do have those stars that move around a lot, and it's usually problematic. But anyway, right now across East Africa, jersey sales are really low or none. Why? Because players don't stay long enough. Simple. But with continuity, 2 to 3 long-term stars, jerseys become a serious revenue stream. Jersey price in East Africa, roughly, I would say around 35 to like 50,000 T shillings. In Kenya, that would be like 1,500 to like 2,500 Kenyan shillings, which is 15,000 to like 25,000 Ugandan. And in dollars, that would be $15 to $20. Now, profits per jersey, you can have like 50% margin on it, right? Roughly that, you walk away with like $7 to $10 per jersey. And if a club sells 150 jerseys, the profit is what? 3 to like almost 3.7 million T shillings easily, you know? That's around $1,000 to like $1,600. If a club sells 300 jerseys, I mean, the profit roughly around 6 to like 7.5 to 8 million T shillings, right? Which is 2,700 to like 3,200 USD. That alone, right there, that can pay for an import. This is how identity turns into revenue, and revenue turns into development. Your jersey sales that you're earning can actually get you an import, and now you're not spending. I mean, you understand what I'm saying? Imports give short-term performance. Local stars give long-term value. The middle ground plan gives sustainability. One import, 2 or 3 long-term stars, savings reinvested into development, identity turned into revenue, revenue turned into growth. This isn't just for TZ. This is for Kenya, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, South Sudan, Ethiopia, and the whole of East Africa. This is how we build our leagues. This is how we build our region. This is how we build our future. We've got to reinvest. We've got to have faces. We've got to stop with the mercenaries. I mean, we could still have them technically, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Not focus on only that, but focus on growth. You know, focus on development. So have your stars, develop the local talent, reinvest in the program with some of the money that you would use to get the imports. And this definitely, like I said earlier, it's not about stopping foreign players from coming in, but it's actually getting those foreign players to play with the local talent and the spillover benefit, you know, them bringing new skills and everything that spills over to everybody else. It just makes more sense retaining those players for a longer period of time than just bringing them in and they actually don't even play in your country. They come in, sometimes they just meet wherever that tournament is happening. Players will come and just play and then go. And that's why a lot of teams don't do so well, because there is no team chemistry built. The middle ground plan, what are your thoughts?